It looks like DAIWA is sticking with their strategy of selling two different Tatula SV reels at the same time. This is because at Icast they introduced two new Tatula SV reels. In fact, both of the older versions of these reels are still for sale on Tackle Warehouse. So right now there are a total of 4 different Tatula SVs on sale at the same time. So let's talk about the first reel. So the first reel is going to be called the Tatula SV TW 150. We're going to check out a quick, short DAIWA promotional video on the reel. Yep, there it is right there. Let's hit pause right now. Let me back it up. All right, so if you take a look at this reel and you're telling yourself, that looks really, really familiar. The reason for that is that they are using the older CT frame that came out, I think, back in 2017 or 2016. Okay, they're touting the Harper Drive design, the lower tier for the Tatulas. And of course, you can see they've made some changes or some little cosmetic enhancements, like these 3 grooves on the top of the frame. A 34mm SV spool. Now the previous Tatula SV that had the same frame had a 33mm spool, and I think it was a little bit shallower. So if you take a look at the spool here, it looks pretty deep for an SV spool. That's why they're giving it, I guess, that 150 designation, or maybe not. Maybe it's because the frame is bigger. Of course, T-Wing line guide. And all the other stuff. I wonder why DAIWA doesn't tout their air rotation anymore. But it looks to be a pretty nice color, a dark silvery gray. Looks high end. It's going to have an aluminum frame. And yeah. So let's go to Tackle Warehouse's webpage. And let's try to take a look at this Tatula SV 150 up close. Where did it go? Here it is right here. $219, so a $20 increase over the old reel when it originally came out. But yeah, as you can see, they are also going with the zero adjuster, while with the previous reel, it didn't have that. It had a regular spool tension knob. And they are touting this as the, I guess, heavier duty Tatula SV. And there we go, 34mm spool, aluminum frame, 100mm handle. That's pretty long. And it's pretty much all blacked out except for a couple of pieces of silver here and there, like the T-wing, the nut, and the screw. They're keeping the, I guess, more sophisticated thumb bar, that's silver, and got the little insert. And I wonder if this is going to be color coded for the different gear ratios. But you can definitely see the 3 little slashes or gashes they put at the top of the frame, I guess, to make it look more aggressive. Gear ratios 6, 7, and 8. And yeah, I wonder if they are color coding the gear ratios like with the old reel. And in fact, just like I said, they are still selling the old reel, or I should say the very first Tatula SV. Let's see if we can find it. Make some comparisons. I know they didn't sell out. There it is right here on clearance for $189.97. Not much of a bargain, but let's check out this old reel. So yeah, you can definitely see it's the same CT frame. So that means it's going to be a little bit on the bigger side, but you can see the old reels are color coded. But I will say this, the old reels once again had smaller spools and less line capacity. At least it looks that way. 14 pounds, 100 meters. While with the new reel, 14 pounds, 130. So it holds about 30 yards more line. So yeah, this is definitely touted as a more robust, big line capacity Tatula SV, where the previous Tatula SVs were, I guess, more geared towards the finesse side, or finessier baits. Now, I don't plan on buying this SV TW 150. There's really nothing about it that makes me want to try it out, no new features or anything. Plus, I have the old or original Tatula SV. But yeah, there's nothing really special about this reel other than the bigger spool, in my opinion. So I'm definitely going to pass on it. But that's something that I can't say about the next Tatula SV. So let's check it out. And that brings us to the new 2024 Tatula SV TW 100. It's a reel that I am gonna buy and try out, and I'll show you why here in a moment. But we're gonna play this short promo video. Of course, there's all the DAIWA pros. Alright, so obviously they're using the latest Tatula frame that's got that I guess little section ported out in the middle at the top. To me it looks ugly, but it's whatever. But it's the same frame as the Tatula 100 that came out last year, so not surprisingly they came out with the SV version of it this year. Okay, of course, hyperdrive design. And it is the lower end hyperdrive. Now when I say lower end hyperdrive, that means it does not have the double bearing pinion support. And here we go. This is the reason why I'm going to buy this new Tatula SV TW 100. They are finally trickling down the SV boost to the Tatula. Just like it says, it's a two-stage rotor, which I've explained several times in previous videos of the ZILLION 1000, but it's supposed to help alleviate the short casting distance you get out of SV reels. And previously, the SV boost was only available on DAIWA's upper end reels like the certain STEEZs, some of their high end sea bass reels, and of course the ZILLIONs. But now they're bringing it down to the Tatula. Okay, aluminum frame, nothing new there. T-wing line guide, of course. All the other marketing mumbo jumbo. $90mm handle, pretty standard. Of course, they're keeping the zero adjuster. Alright, let's go over to Tackle Warehouse and check it out in detail. So back to good old Tackle Warehouse, and let's just skip all the Icast stuff and go straight to DAIWA's casting reels. And where is it at? There's the Tatula 100. We're looking for the 100 SV. Oh yeah, they came out with the new Coastal SV 150 using the new Tatula frame. Okay, here we go. This reel is also $219. Okay, looks to have the same paint scheme as the 150 Tatula SV. And yeah. So I guess I'm kind of eager to feel this new frame that DAIWA came out with last year. But let's go over some of the features. Once again, the SV Boost spool, and they've kept the spool at 32 millimeters just like the previous model, but they bumped up the aluminum to G1 Duralumin instead of that A7075 that's in the 150. Now I think G1 Duralumin is just marketing hype. I find that it damages pretty easy when I'm trying to remove spool bearings, but it's whatever. And 3 gear ratios, I'm not sure if they're going to be color coded like the last model. So line capacity 14 pound line, 100 yards, 7+1 bearings, 6.9 ounces in weight. So it looks like this new SV100 gained some weight. So remember these specs. We're going to check out the old SV, which I have as well. And here it is right here. Also on clearance. Save a whopping 9%. So this older SV, or I should say the second generation, is probably one of the better DAIWA reels that I've purchased. Like, it impressed me more than my, high dollar STEEZ. It impressed me more than the Tatula 80. I found it to be just as impressive or just as good as the ZILLION 1000. But let's check out the old reel specs. So yeah, the old reel weighed less, but the line capacity is the same ball bearing count. Looks like same gear ratio. So basically they're just taking the new frame, slapping a SV Boost spool, and somehow it gained a little bit more weight. But yeah, this Tatula SV has competition in-house as well as from other reel companies, so it's going to be interesting to see if this SV Boost spool is going to allow it to at least beat its stablemate, the Tatula 80, which also has a 32 millimeter spool but has Mag Force Z. And of course, the main competition is going to be the mighty Shimano CURADO MGL 150 and even the 70. Now in cast battles against those reels, the old Tatula lost, but let's hope that this new spool will allow DAIWA to at least close the gap, because I'm going to assume that it's going to be even lighter spool wise than the previous reel, but once I get mine, we're going to find out. And when are they coming out? So I would get the extra. Oh, looks like they're already in stock. Wow. Now I would buy this after I filmed this video, but I have like a queue of videos and reels that I have to do unboxing and casting videos on. So as soon as I'm done with that, I'm definitely going to be putting an order in for this SV100. So yeah, that's pretty much it from the things I found interesting non-bait finesse wise from DAIWA. But don't worry, I'm going to have a special Icast video that's going to cover all the bait finesse, or the new bait finesse stuff that has come out. And that's probably going to be the last video in the Icast series. Alright guys, thanks a lot.